Hello everybody. So there's another episode of an advice on the swing. Today's topic I'm going to talk about it's sexual harassment and sexual assault. And it's a very sensitive topic to talk about. Yesterday I faced a situation that makes me want to make this video. I went to the dentist and later he wanted to do x-rays for me, and he was really a creepy guy. He was like coming from behind me and like doing like that with his body and all of that, and he was like fixing the x-ray like machine for forever. It didn't need that, and I've done x-ray many times before, and I knew that he doesn't need to do that and be like all creepy behind me and all of that. And I saw him in the mirror of the x-ray, like when I moved my body forward, he was like, "Oh, okay, Connie, you know what I'm doing, and you are like moving away." And then I told him like, "I really want my father to be present in the room when you are doing that." And I wanted to leave, and he put his hand actually around me like that. He was like, "Where are you going?" And over my shoulder, like he put his hand like that over my shoulder, as like this. And I told him, "Leave me, I want to get out." And yeah, that's a typical actually situation of sexual harassment. I faced him. Many victims, they actually say, maybe I'm just assuming. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't want to talk. Maybe I will sound like I'm the creepy one, which is not in most cases. And later I told him like, "Oh, when my father was there, like you really did it very fast with my father in the room. And before that you were taking like forever." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And he played like dumb and that he didn't notice what he was doing. And then my father actually, it's so sad that I say my father, I guess they didn't believe me, or there's another way that my father actually, because this guy, he's related to another guy that my father works with, and my father didn't want to ruin the friendship, so he didn't talk. And that was a big letdown in my life. And I don't know how to process it now. But I'm going to tell you, if you are a sexual assault victim or you are sexual harassment, there is a lot of consequences of dealing with such situation. It affects your self-esteem, it affects your sense of security and safety. And really, it's one of the worst things that a person can be exposed to, ever. Because really fear is not a beautiful thing. And these situations instill fear and shame within the person, which are two destructive feelings if they went on in your life. And actually such situation makes these feelings live with you for a long time. I want to tell you, if you are a victim of that, don't question yourself, don't doubt yourself. These things, we are wired actually to feel and sense when there's something wrong, and most of the time victims are right. And don't blame yourself if you didn't act at that time, because really most of the people, they feel ashamed and unable to speak about it, and the fear that if you speak, people will do as my father, they will either doubt you or not support you, and this is more hurtful even than the situation itself. But really, when you deal with such a situation, don't rely on a father or a mother or a sibling or anybody. Rely on your own perspective, trust yourself, and lash back and defend yourself. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because you are at the end of the day, you are the one that's going to the bed and fall asleep, and before falling asleep you will think about the horrific feelings you are going through. So you should actually be assertive, call this person, the harasser, out, and try to complain. If you retaliate as much as you can in such situation, don't just let it slip, don't let it just go, because it's gonna bite you at the end. It's gonna bite you from within and hurt you from within. And I'm going to tell you that no one should tell you how to feel about it. You should feel whatever you are feeling, and it's alright, and you should actually get back at people who told you that, or who ever did that to you. Harassment and all of that is really something that people start nowadays to talk about more and more. And because people know now that it's not your fault, it's another person who's creepy, and that you shouldn't doubt yourself. In general, people know physically, you know that there's something wrong happening, there is something that's off, and you should actually not ignore that. And you should not say, maybe I'm just imagining, maybe, and stand for yourself. The situation I faced yesterday was only like part of the iceberg. I have been molested and harassed a lot in my life, sexually harassed a lot. It doesn't need to get to the stage of the penetration to cause a damage. You know, it can even be a forced touch or groping, or even some flirting, some filthy flirting, or even a wink can get to that stage, and it's all end up getting to the same situation, the same goal. It's to make you feel afraid. It's to make you doubt your security. And men and women are equally victim of that. It's not, I'm emphasizing, okay, more women face that, but actually more women also speak about it. But when it comes to even children, even men, even everyone is dealing with that. There was even a guy in Australia, I guess, a few days ago, I read an article about him. He got actually harassed the same way by his doctor. So while I was doing the checkup for him. So it's something that it can happen. And when my father, he told me like, this is a guy, is a doctor, is respectful. He's your father's age. He kept telling that, yeah, you are like my daughter's age. That's bullshit. There is nothing like a person who's too respectful to commit these acts. We didn't learn that there were pastors and priests who done that to children. Pastors or priests who were assumed to be like, who have the moral high ground in society, which turned out they were old people, they were supposed to be mature, but they betrayed, and those are most people who abuse their authority because they know nobody will question them. I'm an old man, nobody will question my intentions, and usually these people are the worst. There are people who are the main perpetrators. And I've been a victim for many, many times, and every time I noticed that really at the end you are the one person who suffers, and really even your parents, I swear to God, even your parents, your own, the people who are supposed to, the most one who loves you, they are the least people who care actually. I was so surprised, like with my parents, I've been exposed to many situations and they really never did anything. I've been a victim of such crimes that really, I don't know how to describe it, but really hurt my self-esteem and hurt my sense of security and caused me depression and all of that. And at the end of the day, nobody spoke about it, even my parents. I've been even a victim of one of my parents molesting me. And nobody actually cared at the end of the day. So when it comes to this, even if you are a kid, even if you're a teenager, stand up for yourself, fight for yourself. Don't ask anybody's help. Don't ask your parents, you can inform them, but at the end of the day, don't rely on their reaction. Do your own actions, do your own reaction. Go to the police, go yourself, make a complaint, shout, be assertive, defend yourself. Expect that there are people that will look with disrespect at you, you know. Expect that people will not support you. Expect that some people will accuse you that you are the one who's asking for it, or the one who's trying to get attention. You will deal with that. But that's unfortunately a price the victim pay for defending themselves. And at the end of the day, rarely people will shame the perpetrator. And only they will shame them when you really fight so bad for your right. You will get hurt, but you will get hurt anyway, whether you speak or you keep silence. So it's better to get hurt while you are defending yourself than just being hurt while you are sitting like a coward in the corner. And I know that speaking about that, it's really harsh. People tend to feel a lot of shame. You will not get over it if you feel the shame and the shame keep you silent. Really, you will get over it if you feel really truly the shame and process it and said, I'm not the one who's supposed to feel it, and that's it. But if the shame keeps you silent, this is the worst situation you can live with. The worst thing you can do to your body and to your mind. And